I don't want to pick Big Cass, but I'm going to go with him.
Hey, doesn't mean you have to like it.
I don't like it.
Predicting what's going to happen.
That's predicting to get this back. That's all this is for.
No, we'll deal with that when the time comes, sweetie, okay? In the meantime, we've got our next match. Oh, here's something right up your alley. Seth Rollins versus Elias for the Intercontinental title.
The most interesting storyline going on Raw right now.
Who do you got?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins. I love Elias.
Easy pick number dos.
Oh, this is a very easy pick. I love Elias, but they're not going to give him the belt.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, not yet. As long as
he's on his way, he's doing well. He's
more than doing well. He's one of the most over heels on Raw, most over heels in WWE. Period.
Not to mention, I think if Elias actually won the belt right now, the two look way too much alike. Seriously.
Elias won the belt.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Because it looks like the same. He looks like he's held it long before this match.
I'm seeing double. 4 Eliases.
I'm seeing double. Yet we're jacked. He's a big man.
Why is Seth Rollins carrying a guitar? Why do you want us to walk with you?
I thought your name was Seth. Why do you say you want to walk with Elias? Who's Elias? Dude, where did you get a mirror? Oh, wait. That's not a mirror. That's another guy. Wow. Can't you two be tag team partners? We'll just call you... What would we call
Scholars
them?
Quick Talk. What would a tag team of Seth Rollins and Elias be called?
Why do we care?
Burning guitars? I got nothing.
Who cares? Honestly, I can't think of anything.
If
but
you're joining
really,
us
why?
on YouTube, leave us a comment, please.
No,
name this out.
No, don't
name this tag team.
It's never gonna. They're never gonna be a tag team. So why even bother?
Because fun thought experiments. That's why.
No, that's nothing fun about this one. It's fine, nice having thought experiments, but this no. But yeah, we're gonna burn that shit down with Seth Rollins.
Speaking of unfun thought experiments, let's talk about Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn, shall we?
Poor Sammy. He has to be put in this
more like poor
feud.
Bobby. I feel like I keep getting okay. Just to set the scene here, I have not been watching TNA for a long time. I've had people tell me, like our man Scholar Brian, who is on hiatus once again. See you soon, buddy. I've heard people like him tell me, "Oh, Bobby Lashley has gotten so much better now. He's doing great stuff in TNA." And then when
as a heel,
and then when he comes back to WWE, I'm like, okay, I still haven't seen anything from his TNA work, but if he's improved, if he showed a little bit more edge or whatever, then okay, I'm excited. Show me something new. And no,
he's pretty much the exact same character when he left, and that's not.
And I didn't like Bobby Lashley then. I never liked Bobby Lashley. This just reminds me of why that is. At least Roman Reigns attempts to show some degree of edge, even though he's a corporate goober. He still tries to show some type of edge, and he's actually shown some notable improvement, despite being Mr. Corporate wins all the time. Bobby Lashley has nothing. He looks like a goof. For a guy that size, he should not be looking like a goof.
Man gets little to no reaction, and he's pretty much pulling the Ronda Rousey. He's all smiles, and then when he gets all serious...
He looks like just like a sad, overgrown baby Huey toddler. At least Rhonda looks like she could go from happy-go-lucky to murder you 12 times before you hit the ground kind of... Ugh. Like, Rhonda actually looks scary. Rhonda could take on anybody in the room, including Triple H, which we've seen. It works for Rhonda. It does not work for Bobby Lashley.
And it makes me feel more bad for Sami Zayn. He's trying his damnedest to make this feud something.
And
I don't get that from Lashley.
Again, I'm wearing a shirt. I'm Owens and Zayn all the way, but neither of these men could have saved this feud. It's
at least Sami Zayn is actually trying to make something out of this feud. I don't get any of that from Bobby Lashley. I think it looks like Bobby's just going through the motions.
It's very stale, very tame, very tepid. Blah. This sucks. But that being said, I think this is fair to say that. Is it fair to say that Bobby Lashley's going to win this thing?
It is very fair to say that. It's going to happen, sadly.
Yeah, but again, the only reason I'm going to be cheering a Bobby Lashley win here is if they pull the plug on this feud, which I really hope they do. Because
this is torture for both guys.
Just stop it. I'd never check out more from a show, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, than when I'm seeing Bobby Lashley on screen. And now I'm saying that including Roman Reigns. Like, at least Roman Reigns, he normally gets paired up with decent people. It's something halfway presentable. Bobby Lashley is just dull. Bobby Lashley bores me.
He bores me too. And that's a sad thing. That's something that should not happen. He's a big Vince McMahon project. So it's obvious what they're doing with him.
Yes. I can think of about 6 other guys who could fill that spot better, but that is a conversation for another time. So instead, let's move on. Speaking of Roman, we've got Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. Who do you got?
Roman. Moving on.
Roman.
I don't want to talk about this feud anymore.
You don't want to talk about the modern-day Maharaja?
No, not at all. I think just the reaction this feud is getting is more than enough. What needs to be said. Moving on. Get this nonsense over with. It's not going to. From what I've been hearing, it's going to. This feud is actually continuing to Extreme Rules.
And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, stuff like this makes me a much bigger fan of Jinder Mahal. Because Jinder Mahal is doing the wet work that no one else wants to do. It's keeping Roman Reigns away from the title picture and the main event. So
that's one way.
Kudos to you, buddy, friend of the show, Jinder Mahal, for taking one for the team and doing a splendid job.
A friend of mine.
Well, he's a friend of mine because he's getting Roman out of the way and just paving the way for better things. And that's a good thing to me. Speaking of better things, let's talk about the SmackDown Women's title, Carmella versus Asuka. Who do you got?
This is actually a really tough one. Because
it is. Now we're getting into serious territory here.
Looking into how these women feuds are being built, this one is the more interesting one. But in all honesty, that's not saying much.
Yes. And again, Brian, our guy, is out today. So he sent us that he's pulling for Asuka in this match. I personally feel that Carmella is going to possibly retain somehow. Maybe through cheating, maybe through crazy means.
But I
don't think she's going to lose it yet.
I'm honest. I'm going to go with Carmella too.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that it's through some form of cheating. And the only reason I'm picking Carmella is because we've already seen Asuka making her tap on the Go Home show, and normally how Brian and I look at things, if someone's built strong on the Go Home show, they're gonna lose. That's usually the case. But with this one, I don't want them to repeat what they did with Carmella and Charlotte and have her just beat Asuka clean, because it would just be one of those things that I would be looking at this very angrily like I did for Backlash, and I was like, I don't believe any of that.
No, and I don't think anybody is going to believe that.
And then I look at this 10-women tag team match that they had on SmackDown. Carmella couldn't even roll up Asuka right. I was like, yeah, that's your women's champion. Ugh.
And that's why I think everyone That's why I think everyone's going to be naturally pulling for Asuka to kick the face out of her face. And then she's going to be like, oops, I'm going to cheat. Or oops, I got disqualified, but I'm still the champ. Woohoo. Because that's the kind of character that Carmella is. That's why I see happening. And then I think they're going to save that for possibly for SummerSlam as a blow-off feud. And that's when Asuka's going to win the title. Maybe.
I think SummerSlam would be a good point for her to win it.
Yes, indeed. But in the meantime...
these women feuds don't have anything on me. Well, I just want to be like, ugh, get it over with.
Well, speaking of getting it over with, next match on at least my sheet, we've got Nia Jax versus Ronda Rousey.
This feud is just sad because they don't know what the hell they want to do, and I think it's perfectly clear that Ronda Rousey's mic skills or lack thereof mic skills don't help her in this. I kind of just want to prefer her just to smile and scowl, because when she's on the microphone, it's just one of those things you could just tell she's not that good an actress. It's not that good material either women are given, and yeah, I'm gonna go with Ronda Rousey on this one, but that's just because there's a big storyline going on for the women's Money in the Bank, but we'll get to that one later.
I think I know what you mean. I'm going with Ronda Rousey too. Even if there weren't anything like that, I think my gut tells me that WWE is going to definitely want to capitalize on this, just to get the free publicity. Obviously, Ronda is still a big name. And she just got announced for the UFC Hall of Fame at this point.
First women to be inducted.
So,
having a Raw Women's Champion.
How much would WWE love it to say, oh, Ronda is not only a women's bantamweight champion, but she is also either a reigning or defending former WWE Women's Champion. More credentials, more exposure for WWE. They're going to love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, for another title match, we've got AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Fool, who do you got?
This is actually a really tough one for me, because I actually like the second half of this build, the building on the whole concept of the last man standing match. And with
this
how
is
this is a tough one, because I like both guys. With just how much his momentum is just running right now, I want to give it to Shinsuke Nakamura, because I just want him to win that belt.
Is that your pick?
That's my pick, and I guess this one's thinking more with my heart, because he is just on such a great hot streak right now. And what I love most about this feud is that it's continuing on something that they've talked about at the very beginning of the feud. Before it even actually was a feud, it was just the fact that they were facing each other at WrestleMania. Was Shinsuke just points out, AJ, you're just too emotional. You just can't. You just gotta be more strong-headed. You're weak. And he's taking advantage of that, and that's all that this feud has been building on. The fact that AJ is a hothead. That contract signing, excuse me, that contract signing, all it was just more mind games that Shinsuke is playing on AJ, and you're seeing AJ's character completely break down. To which the point when after AJ was taken out of the room, Shinsuke just pulls a pen out of his pocket and just says, "Last man standing." And I'm like, this is really, really good storytelling. And Shinsuke is such a great villain.
And honestly, I said it before and I'll say it again. This is the kind of Shinsuke that really, really works universally. Universal charisma. He can adapt to any type of wrestling culture, wrestling story. It just works. And especially now that we've got 2 Money in the Bank winners looming on the horizon, I've got a couple ideas where this can go next, and